Welcome to the Kendi and Raybo podcast, episode 13, recorded in Kendi's box room.
Hello and welcome to the Kendi and Raybo podcast. My name is Raybo and I'm joined here with my long-term partner and colleague, Kendi. Say hello, Kendi.
Hello.
This week we have a very special guest here with us in the room. We are blessed to have Buzzy Gannion from Sligo town here with us. Welcome to the show.
How are you keeping? How are things? How are you doing? Great to be here.
Hey.
But now I have a couple of contentions.
Go on, talk to us.
Now, I'm not being smart, not telling you how to do your business.
Right.
You're a good while at it, you're professionals. I know that. I feel there should have been some kind of, you know when Rocky comes in?
Yeah.
Down, 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 down.
A Joe Dolan.
You know what? I thought you'd have some kind of a drum roll or some kind of a yoke to say, he's here, everyone. And all you did was just say, how are you?
That's post-production, man. We were going to have something ready to go.
It's Buzzy by name, Buzzy by nature. I tell you, I'm very excited about today.
Well, that's why we got you in, because we know like how long that you've been in this entertainment business.
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
Well, okay, go
I
on.
tell you, you're asking how long I've been in it. Let me see.
How long have you been in it?
Well, hold on a minute now. Let me see. 12 years doing the gigs around this end of the country. 6 years with the bingo. 2 years doing a thing doing the Christmas. 39 years. And 39 years in the business. Now, I tell you, there's a lot of them, I've seen them all come and go.
Yeah.
But I'm 39 years in the business and still solid as a rock.
You've seen it all, since you.
I've been there, smelt it, wore the T-shirt, walked away from it.
Yeah.
With me integrity intact. If there's one thing Buzzy can't stand, is people who talk about themselves in the third person. So I'm gonna just kind of come in with a bit of humility.
Oh, okay.
And just ground it, because I feel sometimes. Now look, we all know about the illustrious career I've had. There's no need to bring that up again.
Okay.
You'll be a very humiliated person, like.
My the front page of the Champion, 74, 79, 2 front covers of the Weekender, 86, 97. Right, and I also got in the Sligo Weekly. I got 2 front covers in that, and I tell you lads, I couldn't walk the town for 3 weeks after.
And you
Massive.
still haven't let it go to your head at how big you were.
Well,
now, the funny thing is, you still haven't told us what you did, what business you were in.
No. Hold on a minute. Before the intranet came in, I'm telling you one thing. You wouldn't go from anywhere, from Carracusha right up as far as Knocknarea or any of those places. I was massive. You understand the level we're talking about here. We're talking about bingo halls. We're talking about women fainting.
What's on the cards then for Buzzy now going forward?
Huge things in the pipeline.
Go ahead.
Massive things.
Yeah?
Oh, massive things,
Like
yeah.
what?
Huge. I've a load of different projects on now, and now my last record, I'll See You There, which was huge. Ocean FM, Record of the Week.
Go ahead.
Twice. Northwest Radio, Record of the Month, 87. They went mad for it.
What was the song about?
It was a song about I'll See You There. Now, I don't want to go too deep into it, but basically, Buzzy, you coming out, you coming here, you going there. I was like, well, you go in, don't be annoying me whole. I can't take any more of the high life.
Yeah.
And then I just say to them, I'll see you there. Now, I'd never turn up. Maybe once I did.
Buzzy, we let you go, boy, because you've been very good to us now, in fairness, with
Thanks
your
very
time.
much. I
Thanks
just
for
want to
coming
see
in,
a new
Buzzy.
record coming out. Keep an eye out.
What's the new record called, Buzzy?
I'll definitely see you there. Because I want to undo the wrongs that I did.
That's very good. I'll definitely be there.
Yeah. Now we got a first gig coming up in McGarrigles. And it's going to be on, we're thinking late September.
Right.
And I'm just advising anyone coming down, I'd probably get there 2 or 3 days before the gig. Just to be absolutely
You
sure.
have a big following. Still here in Sligo.
The thing I'm worried about now with the intranet, if the word gets out and playing there, they're going to come from all over the place. They're going, we're talking biblical, we're talking Leitrim, we're talking Ruski.
Yeah.
Ruski is a big one for me. People doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I was massive in Ruski.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's a hard nut to crack though, Ruski.
No, yeah, but the thing is now as well now, because there's way more houses now than there was when I was doing my thing. So there's new people now.
Yeah.
It's a great way of looking at
That's
it.
a savage way of looking at it.
It's a great way of looking at it.
More houses, more people.
Yeah. That's one way of selling the record.
Buzz, we'll leave it there. Fair play to you.
See you later.
Thanks, Buzzy, for coming in. We'll myself and Mark and Tip on here now for a second. We're going to have another special guest in here on the podcast today.
It's great to be here.
It's like a character show.
Could you introduce yourself to the masses there?
As you.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm Tabby O'Callaghan. Tabby O'Callaghan, should I say?
Do you want to go?
Sorry.
Do you want to go with another name and just continue with the character?
Fuck's sake. No, can I get into that actually? You said Tabby O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
And I know we're jumping the gun here now already, but I have to ask you this, because I've known you for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Your name is Tabby O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
And they made you take the O out of it in the X Factor.
Well,
TJ O'Callaghan.
No, I'll tell you what happened. Somewhere along the line, someone took the soup. Right?
You lost the O.
Someone took the soup years ago, and I'm just making it right. That's all it is. So says I, Tabby O'Callaghan, like Tabio, Fabio.
Yeah.
It makes me feel Tabio. you
Yeah,
know?
like a model.
Hi, I'm
Hello,
Tabio.
You'd have an old tendency to go into the old Hollywood voice. You could do the
Oh,
Hollywood
I
trailer
love it.
voice.
I love it, man. Yeah, it keeps me sane. I have a few friends like who do it as well. Dwayne now is one who I hound with it.
Yeah.
Every now and then he gets back to me, but most of the time he's like, "I'm too busy. I've got too much going on." As soon as he gets in front of me, though, he start
Malcolm Steele
like
is.
Cody Pumpstein or
Yeah.
Yoshi Financialberg, like these ridiculous names.
Stars in.
Trude Butchstein is back.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just get a kick out of it. I don't know.
I love that
You
one
wouldn't be the only
do.
one. I get a kick out of it too.
We all get an old kick out
Yeah,
of it.
I love the one you do with the DA so far by the bad cops.
Oh, the cops.
Yeah, it's every cop
Hey,
movie.
you've wrecked half the city. I got the DA crawling all over my ass on this one. Not to mention I got the mayor's wife singing Star Spangled banging up a tushy.
You're off the case.
I'm going to need your badge and your piece.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
There's my badge and my piece, but there ain't going to be no peace, Chief.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Tabby O'Callaghan with
Yeah,
us this week.
O'Callaghan.
And
yeah.
Tab, thanks for doing it, boy. Fair play
Tabby
to you.
is a local musician here in Sligo.
Yeah, I am local. Yeah,
He's very local.
yeah, very, very local.
We kicked off with making sure that we checked out the Wikipedia, and it's not often. That's kind of the benchmark.
I've never even done that.
Have you not even?
No.
Well, wait
Well,
till
you're
you
going to
hear
get through
this.
it, boy.
You'll be shocked, right?
No, I don't want to hear
Wait
it.
till you
we
hear
have.
it. This
Now.
is true as God.
Tabby Callahan. There's no O on your Wikipedia. That needs to be fixed. Tabby Callahan, born Trevor John O'Callaghan,
Yeah.
right? Won't say the date of birth. County Sligo, Ireland, is an Irish musician. They're right so far.
Yeah.
Bang on.
He finished third on the first series of the X Factor in
All true.
2004. So obviously they go straight in with the
Straight in with the big one. Yeah.
the big one. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Currently highly regarded for his friendship with Sligo town celebrity carpenter Neil O'Connell.
No, that can't. You motherfuckers must have made
We
that.
didn't. This is what we found.
We
We looked
looked
you
it
up.
up. Neil
This is
obviously done
currently
it.
no, and I talked to Neil. Shout out to Neil.
Yeah.
Neil is a Sligo town celebrity carpenter, and he does other things. He be a local construction company,
come on.
and
That's true as God. That's what's on
that's
it.
what's on it. So someone has gone on, not you or Neil, and has basically the reason you're highly regarded at the minute is
'Cause
because
I'm
of your
friends
friendship with Neil.
Wow, that's amazing.
Who would have done that? Because I said it was Neil straight away.
Fuck, must have been Neil.
It
But you
wasn't
said it
Neil.
wasn't.
Come on now. NOC. I don't know. That's weird, man.
That's like
You have to go fix that.
It's like saying like
EJ.
it's like saying like nice fella eats chips with Scarface. Like it's just so fucking random.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know who changed that. That's
Now
the
we'll
thing
get
about
the beers.
Wikipedia. Yeah,
Wow.
You do
Hey, you're
drink,
not going to
you're
have a
lying.
drink of beer.
I don't know.
You're not going to drink it.
No, well, I'll open it, but I've gone to the other fella
Look,
again.
we'll open it.
right, lads. It's
There's no cameras in here.
No, don't open mine because I'll tell you. Yeah, go on then. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, what am I on about? I'm not. No.
Come out
No,
of it.
I'm not. I can't, lads.
It's tradition.
I'm sure it is, but you know what? What I'll do is I'll drink a spiritual beer.
Okay.
Okay, I'll spiritually have a beer.
Wait to see what I've got in the bag. You
I'm
might
sure
think
it's craft
twice.
beer.
She is Sierra Nevada this week.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
What you really mean is hipster beer.
Yeah. That's what we
Hipster
it is
man
hipster
bun
beer,
and a
yeah.
beard.
Yeah.
With like some kind of interest in UFC and like those kind of alpha males, like
Yeah.
guys who were like, they got they're built like shit. They have a big beard, a man bun.
Yeah.
They drink craft beer.
It's really obvious that they work out. Yeah.
Next one I have is Torpedo, right?
That's an extra IPA. is it?
Extra IPA. So you have the Pale Ale, normal IPA. Then you have Torpedo Extra.
Ray,
Pale
if
Ale.
I'm honest, the IPA is a bit gassy for Kendi. Do you want to drink the IPA?
Well, then I've got Tropical Torpedo if you want to try have a go at that.
Wow.
Cheers, I love the tropical.
I'll let you decide there now what you want to go with.
Can I have that tropical IPA?
You can, yeah. And we'll give Tabby the Pale Ale as a
That he
spiritual
was
beer.
there.
There,
drink.
well,
Even if
We'll
you're
get to
housing
it.
us. No, we've got to crack these open. That's fair play to us.
I'm going to go with the Torpedo. What has you off the beer? You're realigning the chakras.
Yes. I just had this discovery a while ago, and I just realized, I was like, sweetie, why are you working so hard? And I actually had a phone call from one of my good friends, Fabio.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Fabio, you may remember Fabio who used to go with Lorenzo.
Remember Lorenzo?
Yeah, I remember the two
I think Lorenzo worked for Versace or something like that. But anyway, Lorenzo was talking to Fabio, who was talking to Sergio. Now, Sergio is just one of my best friends ever. He is so cute. And he just said to me, he said, Tabby, if I were you, I would like lay off the beer and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, why? He's like, because your complexion is just not what it used to be.
We have a couple of corrections from the last episode. The last episode was episode 12.
Yeah.
You're on Lucky 13, by the way. This is 13.
Yeah, we spoke quite a bit in episode 12 about toilet subjects. We spoke about going to the toilet, whatnot, and I have received complaints that had upset a number of stomachs. One in particular, young Mr. Keith Kelly, complained that he found it very difficult in the van with the lads listening to episode 12, which features so heavily about going to the toilet and pooing in the toilet.
We talked 40 minutes of literal shite talk in the last episode.
He said he was feeling a
we
bit
talked about
shaky.
shit for 40 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm interested now. Was it the mechanics of shiting or was it?
To a certain extent, yeah.
Well,
we just
first of all, when you're interrupted.
Yeah.
while
See, we're
shiting.
doing what Keith asked us not to do.
Talking about
shit. But look, you're interested, so we'll go with it.
Yeah.
We talked about the mechanics of when someone comes to the house and you might be busy.
I have a friend who comes to my house, right? Now I'm not going to name him,
I think
Michael, right? Who comes to my house, right? And I'm telling you, I'm convinced of it. He hasn't done it the last 2 times, but every time he comes to my house, he disappears for 20 minutes and lays the most unmerciful shit. Right? I'm sure he just stores it up in his bowels all day, and then he comes down and assaults the toilet.
I know, it's so much.
Do you think he would be a serial shitter in other houses?
Yeah,
Type
but I
sort of
think as
individual?
well he's also doing that specific type of shit. You know, the flake and break. You know the one where they like the one where they basically. Well, you know, there's different ones. Like there's the break and quake, right? Which is the break and quake is where you get a guy on for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, and it's literally like he's in labour. And you know, it's the kind of the guy is going, oh, come on, hurry up. And next thing comes out, oh, stop, don't come out, I'm paying it off.
Oh, we have to stop. We can't be talking.
Sorry,
we can't have 2 episodes about shit, Ray.
No, we can't. In fairness. In fairness,
This would be the third one.
it would. As we were talking about it, I remembered something that someone showed me a long time back.
Yeah.
Right, and I think you might enjoy this. The poop name list.
Oh, I've seen this
Have
shit.
you seen
man.
this?
This is
I've
sweet.
heard of it, yeah.
Yeah.
The perfect dump. Every once in a while, each of us experiences a perfect dump. It's rare, but a thing of beauty in all respects. You sit down expecting the worst. What you get is a smooth, sliding, fartless masterpiece that breaks the water with the spacious grace of an expert driver. That's not the end of it. You use some toilet tissue only to find out that it was totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
Makes you feel that all is right with the world and you're in perfect harmony with it.
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world.
You mean the no wipe?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a moment of pride, lads.
Oh, lads.
I nearly do blow my nose with it after. Because it's that clean. Smells of roses. I can never understand is people who take pride in the smell of their own fart. I'm not one of them.
but that's
if I
different,
fart,
though.
I have to leave the room.
Do you?
I can't stand the
but
smell
I
of
think
my
the
own.
difference in me and everyone else in the world, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that mine smell nice.
Kennedy, as a man
That's
who's
a
done
Kennedy
mass
thing,
with
though.
you for years, trust me, they don't.
No, but I really like them. I presume they smell nice.
But the only saving grace is that you don't take protein shakes.
Because
Because I do play with some guys who drink that shit all the time, and I'm telling you, it's a nasal assault. But burn the hairs out of your nose.
Farts are like kids. You only like your own, like.
Yeah, that's the
You know?
truth.
But I don't. But I don't like my own.
Do you not?
No, man, I can't stand them. I become a refugee to my own farts, man.
You drive yourself out of the room.
I'll drive myself out of the room. Yeah.
But in fairness, I love doing a wee fart on stage. Especially when I don't follow through with it. That's even more fun.
Yeah.
But I love doing a wee fart on stage because you know that it's happened.
Yeah.
And you can smell it.
Yeah.
And it's localized.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and you could see the singer standing beside poor old Noel Kenny, Manny's a night, he'd be standing there singing his heart out. And all of a sudden, the back of his throat would catch a note of what I'm after putting out into the world.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, just just the falling apart of the band.
Yeah.
In the space of maybe a minute, when this spreads from
Oh,
me
I love it.
to the, and I find myself just collapsing in a fit of laughter.
Well, here's the thing, right?
You see it dawning on everyone.
Here's the thing. To a certain extent, when that happens, Ray, it's possible to move away from you to try and get away from it, right? So there's avenues you can take, right? We done a gig one time years ago in the band I was in, like my stereo, in Claremorris, and it was like an acoustic gig. So the 3 front lads, me and the 2 boys, were sitting on high stools.
Yeah, I think I've heard this.
Brian Nolan, our drummer, wasn't drumming, he was playing a cajon, so he was sitting directly. His eyes were at level of my arse sitting in front of him on a high stool, right? And I farted so bad, right? This is the truth now, right? And I haven't farted since now, just in case anyone's listening. I farted so bad that everyone that was in front of us listening, they were all looking at each other, and every one of them moved back towards the bar away from the epicenter. The radius was the guts
The
of 15
blast
foot.
radius.
It was about 15
Tell 'em about
foot.
the blast radius.
Yeah, the blast radius. The radii was about 15 foot. And the boys were grimacing and shit and kind of getting off their stools and going, oh, it's rotten. I turned around. Nolan couldn't stop cajoning. And
If only people could see that face.
he had his eyes shut, and all he could do was turn his head from left to right to try and get away from the smell. He was
Try to
trying,
buy some relief.
where can I get my nose where I can't smell this?
As if turning his head left
Yeah.
or right was going to make a
But it
difference.
was all he could do. He couldn't move anywhere else. Oh, stop.
Lads, true story. This is a true story, right?
Okay.
A couple of years ago, my brother, obviously know Dominic well.
Yeah.
And Dominic, he's a real blackguard man when he wants to be. And we were doing it was a TV show we were doing years ago, and I was fucking standing there talking to Barbara Windsor, right? You know the actor Barbara Windsor?
You do?
Yeah. From
EastEnders.
EastEnders. Yeah. So they're chatting away with Babs anyway, everything's great. Chatting away, lovely, yeah, come from Bisco, Sligo, everything's great. Dominic comes over, my brother, right? Let's an SBV, silent but violent, right? Slips one out, one of these kind of one.
Sandbag farts.
Well, you know how there's different, like there's this one, right? That's the kind of one that's going to cause you a little bit of, that's going to cause you, oh, what's that? But then there's this one. This is the most deadly of them all. Right? If you get a P at the end of it. So he comes over, right? And I can see him just cocking the leg, right? Cocks the left leg up slightly.
That's
the way
sign
a
of
horse
confidence.
would put the hoof up. Yeah. Cocks the front of the foot up. And all I hear is, right? And I'm thinking, no, there's no way he could have done that. Right? He walks away and I'm standing there chatting with Babs, and about 40 seconds later this smell came up and we're chatting. Next thing I looked at Barbara Windsor and I could see her nostrils twitching and flaring, and she's just looking directly at me, and there's nobody but me and her. And I look around and I see Dominic over in the corner of the room roaring his fucking head off laughing. That was one of the most mortifying. And it's one of those, the supplier, the denier. You know that one?
Yeah, you can't say that wasn't me.
That's what I said. That was Barbara. I don't know. That wasn't me. Which then could only have meant that must have been her.
Tabby, man. You're absolutely. I'm overheating, lads, because I can't laugh anymore at this fucking thing. I am overheating. Like I have to take my top off.
I took mine off too, man.
Oh man.
Look, sorry, Keith Kelly, for that. Apologies.
Yes.
That whole section there now, that is dedicated to you, Keith. That's the last time we'll try and talk about shit
I'm
on
gonna
this
shout out the
podcast.
window at him. He's only over there.
Oh,
Sorry,
he is.
Keith.
Yeah, he only lives over there, doesn't he?
There, it's below. Looking out at us.
Yeah, shaking the fist out the back window.
Shut up. Let's start the podcast.
We'll start the podcast, okay?
I thought we were early finished.
Now, let's get to know our guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, which Ray, in fairness, is a bit weird for us because we know you too
I
well.
thought I knew you.
Yeah.
Lads, you don't know a man until you know a man.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's true.
But the thing about this is we need to, just in case, there obviously is loads of people out there who don't know you.
Yeah, that's
we,
the thing.
We
There's
always have
relevance.
to pretend we don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah,
on
yeah.
Joe.ie now, so loads of people listen to us.
yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you any idea who we think we are?
ConorMcGregor.ie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Jesus Christ. Don't say that about them. They're friends of ours. Joe, we love you.
Sure, don't I know him well myself? I mean, I don't. Yeah, I know him well myself.
Yeah, you do.
He's a good friend of mine, actually.
Yeah?
I love
Joe.
having. I've often met him having a couple of Heinekens.
You know Joe.
A couple of Heinos. And
Bit of a H.
Joe's a great guy.
I've been living in Sligo, right, for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Maybe 7. I can't really fucking remember. I met you properly maybe 4 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah,
Maybe 3
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
And like I didn't bother me tits looking in to you, or what people said, oh, that's your man. He was on-
Self-absorbed, yeah.
Yeah,
go
he was on the X Factor.
You're self-absorbed. You were just so interested
I
in
was too
yourself,
busy.
you didn't bother.
I
to
had
look.
time.
Yeah. That's okay.
I had time to look into you.
That's fine.
You were too busy being Kendi.
Anyway, I
It's a
just
full-time
befriended
job
you.
being you.
I just befriended you, and I thought we had great crack and great time for each other and stuff.
Yeah,
People come up to me.
Yeah.
And are like, oh my god, that's your man Tabby from the X Factor. I used to love him. I used to do this and this. So even just for this week, like looking at videos of you, like I don't know if it's weird for you, but you were fucking shit hot in the middle noughties. Like,
That's the first time he's
isn't
ever
it
said
so
something nice
weird?
about
Like,
you.
it probably
That is
is
the
the only
first
time
nice
I've
thing he
ever.
said
It's the
to
first
you.
time, yeah. First compliment you've ever given
No,
me.
but I mean, it's mad for me to look back on it now
Yeah.
and go, holy shit, man! Like,
Another world.
Like it completely was. I saw you. Were you talking to Rod Stewart on a YouTube video or some shit?
That too, yeah.
Man, that's sick.
Well, I knew all the boys. We used to call him Stewsy. I know we didn't. No, we didn't. Imagine I was like, big Paul McCartney. We used to call him Paulsy.
Paul, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had Jasper Clory calling Jules Holland Jules.
In fairness, he made the point. No one else that I know is called Jules.
Yeah.
So
The guitar player from the Stripes, he said to us, "Oh yeah, I was at a wedding. Jules was there."
Oh, Jules.
Oh,
And that's
Jules.
your invitation to go, Jules who? Like I met a guy at an airport one time and he goes, I'm taking him down. He was a lawyer. I said, where are you off to? Oh yeah, heading to New York. What's going on? I'm taking him down for the 1.6. And that was my cue to go, 1.6 what? Million. It's just like a little...
I seen you on the Podge and Rod show.
Oh, did you?
The Podge and Rod show was another one as well.
That was...
Did you
very
see the
few
panel?
men.
I did the panel. Did you see the panel?
No, I didn't.
No.
see that one.
Yeah.
I seen very few people come up against Podge and Rod and come away with their lives.
Yeah.
The
You
boys
did
went
very
easy on
well.
me. The boys went easy on me though.
But I think
Did
it's
they?
because of your nature. You're not...
Yeah,
Do you
well,
know
I
the-
think what they knew was I was up for taking a piss of myself. So,
Yeah.
so they, if you take a piss yourself, there's not really much they can do. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's it.
They showed a clip of tumbleweed and that, but I thought that was
What
funny.
Tabby did next, and
Yeah,
it was just an
yeah.
empty road and tumbleweed. But as well, there was a link between me and you back in the X Factor. Did you know that?
I'm remembering this now. Is this something to do with a band competition?
No.
Okay.
It's absolutely nothing to do with that.
All right. Fuck, there goes my next bit.
I'd only just come back to me and I was watching the videos of you on the X Factor.
Yeah.
There was a big X over your head, right? Because
Yeah.
in the first few years of X Factor, one of the stage props was this massive big X up on the roof.
Yeah.
And it
Makes
was all
sense.
lit up in the whole lot. I was working in the company that provided that X.
You go away.
Above in Blackburn. So this big X was going out to the X Factor, and of course X Factor was only starting, so it wasn't
and
really
you had no
massive.
clue what it was.
So I would have touched that X
That's
before it
amazing.
left the warehouse to hang over your head as you sang your heart out.
I'll tell you, Ray, I did not expect you to say that to me.
Yo, come up inside the king of the puns. Fair play to him.
Do you remember the Osbournes when the show was on MTV?
Yeah.
You were probably only a schnapper now.
No, I remember watching
Do you
the
remember
Osbournes.
it?
Yeah.
Do you remember they used to soak metalers? These metalers would come outside the house and they would come out
Yeah.
just to get soaked. I did
Yeah.
that.
What? You soaked them?
Yeah, I pressed the
Yeah.
button, yeah.
Okay, so
And
sorry,
I got fucking soaked as well.
that's just what I was going to get into. For context, tell people, because it's massive, tell people why you were soaking metalers outside the Osbournes house.
well, because I went to Hollywood to have Eggs Benedict.
Now hold
By the
on now.
pool.
It's what-
Literally.
Look, I'm actually thinking of the person that's never heard of you before, which is
Okay.
very rare.
I went
But-
over. Okay, so
No, but I want to know why you went to Hollywood to have Eggs Benedict as well.
Yeah, but bottom line, you obviously went in and auditioned for the X Factor.
Yeah.
You got through on your own.
yeah,
You did it.
yeah.
You came third.
Yeah.
And Sharon Osbourne took you under her wing as the
Under
as
her wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, she enjoyed your crack so much. Did she invite you over afterwards, or was it during?
Well, this is a world exclusive now.
Oh,
I actually
no.
went to Hollywood before I even did X Factor.
Yeah.
Before I was even chosen for it.
What?
Go on.
True story.
But you shouldn't be now.
When I done the audition,
Yeah.
and then I went in and auditioned on my own again.
Yeah.
Right, a couple of weeks had gone between that and the audition periods, the television auditions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did the first auditions.
Oh, the preliminary ones. Right?
Yeah, well, you go in, they're there, like they're in the room, whatever. But I got a call then from Sharon who said, look, or from Sharon's right hand woman, which is Lynn, her name, Lynn Seeger, and
Big shout out
she
to
had
Lynn.
said to me, "Oh, Lindsay,
Oh.
Lindsay Pinsy, I had signed on a Monday. I just had my son ill on. I was bathing him in a bath. I got a call on a Tuesday to say you're coming to LA tomorrow. So packed the bag that evening. I was freaked out. I was like,
age
what
were
the
you?
hell? 22, maybe 22, 23. And I had gotten a call, and yeah, that was on a Monday. By a Tuesday,
Yeah.
I was on a flight. Now, here's where it gets wacky. So all this stuff is happening, and this is all starting to go on TV, and now people are starting to recognize me, and which is fucking freaking me out, you know.
Yeah.
I got onto a Virgin flight. All the fucking people on the flight know who I am, which is freaking me out too. Then the staff were there, the girls, the air hostesses, and they were really nice to me, right? So I go into the airplane, and next thing she looks at my ticket and she said, "No, you're not here. You're up here." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't know. I thought I did something wrong. Brought me into upper class, right?
Upper class.
Not first class.
you mean?
No,
Upper
no,
class.
not first
Oh,
class.
you were on a double-decker
Upper
plane,
class.
were
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Virgin, right? Brought me in. I had a fucking bed, right? Champagne, steak dinners, right? Now in upper class, there's probably maybe 20 seats, Okay, so I'm sitting down, I'm getting all settled in, doing the old buckle in the belt.
Into the bed.
Right, buckling the belt into the bed, but the air hostesses then announce over the thing, we have a lovely young guy here, his name is Tabby, he's on the show, and we want everyone to vote for him because we really like him, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, I was mad. I was like, what the? I couldn't believe this is happening.
This is before you went on the show.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there, and I look over left, and who's over 2 seats from me? Literally from me to you, Liam Gallagher.
Oh my God.
You get the kind of moment, you know. I'm sitting right next to Liam Gallagher, and next thing I notice, the rest of the lads from Oasis behind him. So next thing then, the door is about to go, and who was the last person to walk in? Lemmy from Motorhead. And all these fucking these icons of music or whatever, and the flight takes off, and I'm there eating a steak dinner. Says I,
Yeah.
give me everything. I'll take everything. Champagne, water, you name it. Fucking soap,
Fill in the bag.
soap, earplugs. Give me the whole lot.
Do the Ross.
The eye yolks, the freshener, the spray. Give me the whole lot, just in case, because this
Put it in the bag and bring it home.
slap the whole lot in the bag. But anyway, yeah. So there's a wee bar there, and I'm sitting at the bar. Next thing, Liam Gallagher comes up and he goes, "Is your name Tabby?" I'm getting freaked out at this stage, right? And he goes, I was looking at you on the TV, man. Me missus was watching you, which is Nicole Appleby from the All Saints, I think, or something. So I get chatting away to him anyway, and I'm chatting away, and the flight's going on. I was to LA, so it's about 11 hours. And we get chatting away, and the two of us start drinking, and next thing he starts getting rowdy with me, right? Starts abusing me on the flight.
Yeah.
And Lemmy from Motorhead then joins the conversation at the bar. And I'm sitting there chatting away, and Liam Gallagher starts, "Oh, fuck, man, why'd you do that fucking poxy show, man? Why'd you do that show? You're never gonna, like, I can sit at a table now with John fucking Lennon. You know, why did you fucking do that show? You know, da-da-da." And I was like, right, okay, fair enough. I was like, well, first of all, Liam, like, you don't write the fucking songs, your brother does, okay? And he goes, I can write fucking hits. I can write hits too. I was like, yeah, name one. Right? So we start getting into this starts getting a bit heated, and then his bandmates say, "Liam, you're acting like a wanker. Stop it, okay?" And fucking, he starts to calm down. Then now it ended up fine actually. We shook hands and we laughed about it, but he did get a bit arsey in the flight.
Sorry, can I just say, so was this before X Factor was televised? Or
This
after?
was before it was televised.
So what was he seeing you?
So now, because he had seen just basically there was little flashes of the preliminary auditions.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Were like the heat up shows.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
I drank myself drunk and sober twice. Right? Landed in LA. Got picked up at LA airport. I got brought to a hotel in the middle of Hollywood. The next day I got a call, "Tabby, we're coming to get you." They bring me to the Osbournes' house.
Right.
So standing there in the kitchen, I walked in, there was all their staff were there, and next thing I get a tap on the shoulder and I turn around and it's fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh my shit.
Nice to meet you, Tabby. How are you? So I have a heart attack there and then because it's fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
man.
in fairness
I
to
can't
God.
believe what's happening to me. Right? And then Kelly Osbourne walks in.
Jesus.
I think it was Jack as well.
Yeah.
Sexy Ozzy goes, "Do you want to come in and hear my new record?" So he brings me into this listening room, starts playing his new record, which was Ozzy Undercover, which was a couple of the songs on it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm sitting there I'm totally freaked out. I'm waiting to wake up.
Yeah.
But this shit is real. It's happening. I'm sitting there with Ozzy, chilling out, listening to this thing, which was amazeballs. I spent the day there. That evening, I head back to my hotel. And the next day, I got a phone call, "Right, you're coming to meet Sharon." Because Sharon had been away that day. So I got brought into this Hollywood restaurant, walk right in, there's Sharon Osbourne. Okay?
Had you met her before this?
Well, I just
Only
met
at
her in the
at
audition.
Yeah.
Just
Fair
the
enough.
audition. The next thing I know, I'm sitting down with her.
Jesus.
We're like having breakfast, eggs Benedict.
Lovely.
Right? Or all these lick arses coming up talking, "Oh, Sharon, oh, you're so amazing," all this kind of shit, right? I'm sitting there thinking, is this really happening?
Yeah.
That night went out to a club called Concord with Jack and Kelly.
She
Was
brought,
there with
brought
like
the kids out.
yeah, so I'm there
That's a
with
typical
like
thing
You
to
were
do.
babysitting.
I'm in there and we're like around all these like superstars. Like actually, the first guy I met was Malcolm in the Middle. You know that guy?
Get to
Yeah,
The
he
young
was the
fella,
first guy
or
I
the-
met. Yeah, from Malcolm in
Yeah.
the Middle, right? And the next day I get in a flight and I go home.
That story you just told there is exactly what I was on about when we started this conversation.
Mark had no idea who
Like-
you were.
Yeah, but that's
Or
not
who you
even.
thought you were.
That's not even the start of it.
I
now.
know, that's the thing. Like, we could actually talk here for hours about shit that you've
I'll tell you
done,
another
like.
one, right? Phone call from Mark Hudson. "Hey, Tabby, what you doing, man?" I was like, "Nothing really, just sitting around." "Okay, come down, meet me in Camden." I'm like, "Wow, what are we doing?" "You'll see." So I get down. Next thing I know, queue, the length of a dole queue, right? Into this fucking building. I know because I've stood in it many times, right? Walk into this building. Where are we? We're at fucking Paul McCartney's book launch, right? Next thing, we walk in. There's this tiny little 2 little ropes. You know the old VIP area.
Yeah.
Walk in behind Mark. Rope open, straight in. Rope down, champagne in hand, standing next to Paul McCartney. There's like 4 of us there, right? And now the place is wedged, but he's inside this little square thing. So I'm there chatting with all these people, and he goes, "Hey, what's with the name Tabby?" And I was like, so I had to course explain what my dad was called Tabby. He's a footballer. He was as quick as a cat. And he goes,
Yeah,
"What's
that's where it came from, Tabby.
That's something we should have put at the start.
Yeah.
Well, who called you Tabby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he goes, what's the name? So I told him, yeah, because my dad was a footballer, quick as a cat, and he goes, right, what's your real name? And I said, Trevor. He goes, Tabby's way better. But like, there were just millions of stories like that.
Yeah, man. It's
Millions. I mean, I tell you, when I went to download, I was standing at the side of the stage, standing from here to you, from Slash walks out. Actually, the day I got my Gibson from Gibson, I walked into the Gibson room, right, where they custom made me a guitar, flew over to London to collect it. I'm walking in, room maybe twice as big as this. Who's in the room? Me and Slash. He's collecting his Les Paul. I'm getting mine. It's unbelievable times and stories.
You know what the good thing about this is?
What?
That from now on, Kendi won't give you half the abuse he was giving you.
I kind of like the abuse.
Now, he's going to be sitting there looking at you going, I can't be jibing him.
No, I think I probably will give him the
You'd
abuse.
probably be worse, will you?
Well, she'll be one of those real sad bastards. Get a T-shirt made up of all the moments with photographs of it, so I can wear it into a gig.
Pointed at it. Look. But see, that's the thing, like, because in fairness to you, like, I mean, you've told me some stories before.
Yeah, but I don't
because
really talk about.
That's the
much of
thing,
that.
you don't though, and that's
You don't play
fucking
in it
sweet,
at all.
man.
Ever.
No, you don't play to it, like, which is really cool, you know. Like,
I'm lucky in my life because I've got to do things like that. I've got to meet all my heroes, and I got to actually know them. Here's another story, quick one, an adult one for you. I finished a show one night, and I had to go and meet Sharon and Ozzy. They were at this place called Theo Fennell's, which is a jeweler in London, right? He's a jeweler to the stars. Like now, this is funny, right? Because it's fucking true. So I'm at the window, I have a few bob in my pocket because X Factor give me 200 or 300 quid a week or whatever to keep myself going. So I'm like, oh fuck it, you know, I'm doing all right. I have a few bob in my pocket. So I walk into this place anyway, and I meet this guy Theo Fennell. It's a private party, right? There's maybe 2 tables in there, right? And I says to your man, jeez, that's a nice watch in the window. How much is that? He goes, 120. I was like, fuck, man, I might take that. And then I walked, that was 120 grand. Right? So I was like, okay, now I know where I am. Okay. So I walk into this place. There's 2 little tables, tiny little room, private party, right? There's me, right? I'm sitting next to Lulu, the singer.
Right.
David, I don't know fuck all about
there was
Lulu,
one guy, I think it was David Attenborough. I'm fucking sure it was him, right?
it was just some old fella.
The Pet
Sir
Shop
David
Boys.
Attenborough.
Pet Shop Boys, Liz Hurley,
Jesus.
Hugh Grant, Ozzy Osbourne, who else was there? David Williams, Elton John, right? So I'm sitting there.
You should have started with Elton John.
Yeah, but I get
you did David Williams and Liz Hurley before.
I know, yeah, but
In fairness now, I'd take David Williams and Liz Hurley before Elton John.
Go and shite.
Did you not see how well Liz Hurley looked in that dress at the time with the clothespins?
So I was chatting away to Elton John. I was asking him about Freddie Mercury. Here's the weird thing. Elton John's fucking huge. And I don't mean huge as in big in the world. The guy's fucking 6 foot. He looks tiny.
Is he?
I always thought he was like my height. Now I'm a fairly big fella, right?
You're
so
massive,
I always thought he'd be about my height. 5'8", 5'9". Yeah. The guy's fucking 6 foot.
Yeah.
Right? Which is the fucking freakiest thing ever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking up at him after I thought I'd be looking at least eye level at him.
Yeah.
I'm chatting away to him about Freddie Mercury, and of course he managed to, oh yeah, Freddie Mercury was crazy, just like me. You know, always found a way to bring it back, whatever. But I found him really nice, actually.
It's a compliment.
He was really cool. But there was this girl there that brought out this fucking act, which was the entertainment. This girl walks in, not a stitch on her, naked, birthday suit. This was the freakiest thing I'd ever seen. She started pulling wine bottles out of all kinds of places. Now, I'm trying to figure out, first of all, never mind how she get it out, how she get it in. Now, I was thinking maybe it was one of these, like an inflatable bottle that blows up into a bottle. It was a real bottle. I don't know how she did it, and I don't want to know. Because even, like, if anybody mentions fallopian eggs, tubes, blood, I will throw my guts up.
Yeah.
But even though I watch my 2 kids being born.
Fallopian eggs.
Whatever, all that kind of stuff. If you speak about shit like that to me, I will go green in the face and faint. Yeah. Now, you can imagine what I was like. Now, I thought this was awful nefarious. Like it had one of those kind of eyes wide shut.
Yeah,
man, it's like weird. It's like a weird Bangkok kind of show or something. You know, like a Thailand show.
I was in Bangkok. I went on a stag there. It was mental, but it was nothing to this.
Go away, and these are all the big dicks that are doing this. Like,
Well, it was just one there that it was crazy shit, man. Really crazy.
Jesus
Tabby, I have a
Christ.
funny feeling we could do a whole series of podcasts. on this.
Yeah, man, no, but this is the sick thing. Like, you're doing exactly what I want you to do on this, which is
Ramble.
just tell stories, savage
Chat.
stories, because people
Chat,
don't
chat.
know this shit, boy. You know.
When did you get into the music?
I got into the music. I started playing. Well, it started for me. We moved from Cranmore when I was 6. We moved to Cartron.
Yeah.
And my brother Dominic was a couple of years older than me, and he had a mate, and they were kind of starting with music, whatever. And there was a wee guitar there. So I was about 6 or 7. I
That
picked up
early?
the guitar. Yeah, I started teaching myself.
Did you ever have something in your head as a young fella that what you wanted to do when you grew up,
Yeah,
other than music?
nothing else.
That was
Nothing
it?
else.
Nothing else. That's all I ever wanted. I knew that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But then again, I think sometimes in life, like you do things that you like, right? It's a double-edged sword. You're lucky if you know what you want to do from being young and you follow that through. But also at the same time, I'm in my 30s now, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's too late to do anything else. This is the only thing I know how to do, you know.
Yeah. I
But-
feel that now in my 20s.
Yeah, but I think these things kind of choose you, you know.
Yeah.
Like I taught myself to play when I was about 6 or 7, and I had the hang of it by about 8. I was well able to play,
Yeah.
and then my mother was a country singer, so
Yeah.
it was different times back then. There used to be this pub called the Punch Bowl,
Right.
right, and it was beside Connolly's. Right, but the P fell off it, so it was called the Unch Bowl. But my parents would bring me in there when I was a kid. There'd be music there, and I'd get up playing with the bands and whatever. And in Connolly's, there was a bunch of real Sligo characters. Now, I'm talking authentic Sligo characters.
Yeah.
And the band were called the Notwells, as in the Notwell and the Heads, right?
Yeah.
And one played the bucket, one played the comb and paper. My uncle played the guitar. And they used to sit there and they'd be doing all old Irish songs or whatever. And that's where I cut my teeth.
Yeah.
Playing with these guys. They'd put me up on their lap, put the guitar on me. You know, I'd go in there playing, and it began really, really. So, I mean, I'm lucky because I had as authentic of a beginning as I can have.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's where it started for me, and it fermented there. And I just went on. Then I was in Summerhill. I left school around 16. Had my first proper band at around 18, which was Petronella.
Petronella, yeah.
And then we toured America. We had a load of singles. We won all the awards you could win. Hot Press this, Hot Press that, Band of the Year, Band of this, that, the other. That was amazing. That went on for a couple of years, and we built up a real reputation. There were a lot of bands, really good bands around that time, the Marbles, Relish. And that was very frustrating for me, actually, because when I went on X Factor, of course, you have no control over how you're marketed.
Yeah.
So you come across like this guy who just chanced his arm going on a show, but I had 20 years before me.
Do you know, I was just going to say that to you.
Yeah.
So, like, you had already toured America, yet you're being portrayed on X Factor as
An amateur.
this old fella from Sligo that tipped in and
Yeah.
waiting to hear him play guitar. You know that clickbait shit you see nowadays?
Yeah.
Guy from Sligo lands in.
Wait till.
Yeah, and then, wait and you hear how much he sounds like somebody.
Yeah,
you know?
or something stupid.
You know,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I found that very frustrating. Actually, that's probably some of the
I get
downsides. There were
that.
people thought I couldn't even play guitar, and all I could do was like a guitar solo.
Yeah.
Because they wanted me doing other things and performing. Like that was Mark Hudson, the guy who was with me. He was like, "Fucking breathe, turn your head, blink twice, lift your foot, turn around, fucking stand, hold your breath, sing, move your head, flick your hair." It was all this kind of shit. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is just
Choreography.
doing my head in, man.
Yeah.
But when you're on a show like that and it's such a big thing and it's so organized and so highly, there's such a formula. You know, I pushed it as far as it could be pushed.
Yeah.
You know, for that kind of a show. you
Yeah.
know? But I found that really got to me, actually. That was one of the things that really irked me, you know. And I knew then. I just like, fuck this, man. The only thing I can do is start playing again. I've got to go out and just play.
Yeah.
And then, win people over one by one.
Where do you see X Factor nowadays? Because,
Load of shit.
yeah, I was just going to say.
But then again, I didn't even watch the one I was on.
Did you
That's
know?
the truth.
That's because you were on it.
Yeah.
You couldn't be watching
Did
it.
you know I did a cameo in
He watched it
Hollyoaks?
all live.
Did you know I did a cameo in Hollyoaks?
No.
I was myself in Hollyoaks.
What?
On a Christmas special.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is so mad.
Yeah.
I get super excited again now. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I was myself. It was for Christmas, Let Loose Christmas special, whatever. And the whole scene was, I walk in. This guy, he's into music in the show. He wants the gig at Christmas. It looks like he's getting the gig. Next thing, I walk in, and he realizes he's not getting the gig.
that's so bad. You'd play the big dick.
Yeah, and I had to go, could the owner of registration 668284 or something like that please move the car outside or something like that. And
Can
yeah,
you find
that
that
video?
clip?
You
that
gotta
was a
find
long
that clip.
lads. No, you won't find it. I look for it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Lately, you've been at something. You've been getting into the diddly-idle trad.
I've been doing a wee bit. Yeah, I'm experimenting with that. At the
We
moment,
have
yeah.
a wee guitar in the room. And just to wrap it
Oh,
up.
you mean doodle die diddly dum?
Well, whatever you want to do. If you want to do a proper song or you want
No,
to do
I'll do
acoustic.
doodle die diddly dum because that one's a classic. So when I do this bit, I want you to do doodle die diddly dum. Right? Okay. So this one's called the Mulnagee Shuffle.
Say it properly.
Doodle die diddly dum.
Say the Mulnagee Shuffle properly.
Yeah. Okay, the Mulnagee Shuffle.
It's the
Here we go.
Mulnagee.
It's the Mulnagee Shuffle. Let's rock this one. I was hoping I'd get round just to chat to you, hoping you take interest in me riggedy-doo, but you didn't take no interest. What can I do? Sing with me, boys. Doodle-die-dee-da-dee-dum, doodle-dee-dle-die-dee-da, lumpity-doo-da-dee-dle-da, doodle-da-lumpity-doo. Da doodle dee duppa dee doubly diddle doodle da doodle da dee da dee dum ba diddle doodle da dum.
Isn't that so bad that I know that song? So I love that tune, man. That's so good. That's so good, man.
Fair play to you, Tabby.
Can I do some shout outs, right? Because I know I'm going to forget about them. So we gave the boys from Whatever Suits a shout out, and we gave Stephen Rush a shout out. The next one goes to Niamh Keaveney, a good friend of theirs. I don't know which one she's courting. I think it might be James, but I haven't worked up the courage to ask yet.
This is whatever suits.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes, as Tabby calls them, every fucking week.
Every week.
Every week. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get Anything Goes up onto the stage.
Great
I don't
band.
know why. It just
In your
fucking,
heads, man.
it just happens to me,
Yeah.
man. I don't know why it.
Anyway, Niamh, fair play to you. And also, a friend of mine in Canada, Evan Murphy, asked for a shout out. So, Ev, I hope you're enjoying all the shows in Vancouver. He said he's up to date with all of them.
Vancouver, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, they all talk like this there, eh?
Thanks very much for coming on the show.
Delighted to be here, boys. Delighted you had me.
Before we go, we'd just like to say thank you, Buzzy.
Thanks, Buzzy, for coming
I'll
in.
make sure he knows.
Are you gonna? Is Buzzy gonna come back in for a minute?
There is
We
a
just
guy.
got a word
I'll
from
ask
Buzzy.
him. Buzzy, can you come in here?
Oh, yeah, you were looking for me, boys. Here I am. What do you need?
Buzz, man. Look, I just want to say thanks a million for bringing Tabby down as well, because I know you're putting him
Look,
under your wing.
I told you, I'm not about me. I'm all about promoting other people.
That's it,
Now,
yeah.
I have 2 gigs coming up. Can I give them a wee shout?
Go on ahead, yeah. Go on ahead.
And I also have a new product line coming out very soon. Going to be available in Aldi and all local centres and spars.
Lovely.
Right.
Lovely.
What is the product line?
I haven't decided that yet, but it's going to have my name on it, Buzzy, right? B for Buzzy. And then at the back, I'm buzzing.
You don't know what it is, though.
No, well, it might be a T-shirt, could be a cup either. But then I got an offer from a fella in China, saying he'd do nail clippers with Buzzy. You know, Buzzy is back, but it might be too small.
Buzzy, thank you very much. Fair play to you for doing the show.
Fair play to you, and fair play to me for saying fair play to you, and fair play to us all.
Fair play to all of us.
And Tabby, fair play to you for
and
doing
fair
it.
play to you for listening at home. And remember, you have to believe in yourself. Remember the 3 B's: belief, Buzzy, and buzz.
Good luck.
Let's record another one.
We will. In fairness, like tomorrow. Are you free tomorrow?
Yeah, we're doing one tomorrow.
Oh God above.
He made
The
a
man
huge
talks about himself the whole time. He's just and that song.
I know, but we're going to have to tell him. You're telling him.
I'm not telling him.
Oh, Tabby, well done,
great
boy.
show.
That was
Fair play
class.
to you.
man.
Well done,
Very
well
much.
done.
Yeah, it's definitely
Thanks,
gonna work.
thanks. I really enjoyed it, lads. I just want to say that on a personal note, this has done so much for my confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
My self-esteem kind of
we're not sure now will it go out. Like obviously we have to look at it and listen and
I think it might have recorded a bit weird. I think the sound might be a bit off.
Oh, that's fine. I've got the rest of the day free, so if you need to redo it, we can.
Well, see, let me have a look at it, because we recorded for a good while.
You need to look at
You
the
go
yoke.
home.
Yeah.
Go home, sit down, have a cup of tea.
And you'll give me a shout, will you?
I'll ring you.
You know, just thanks. That's all I can say.
Yeah, fair play
Thanks.
to us.
Thanks, man.